Welcome back to Beelzebub the Jug. We're looking inside the boot. The fuel pump's right here. I've got the fuel lines up out of the way, and obviously we can see we've got a serious sort of rust issue. The panel, I've made a replacement panel. It's, you know, it's a reasonable fit. It needs a little bit more fiddling and faffing to get it just right. But we have I've got to trim the edges here to align. We've got various. I'm going to be able to say that that hole there. This is part of the ventilation system. Let's show what happens. The fresh air comes through the cabin, through vents in the lights. Let's have a look under here, and it comes along a pipe into the cabin, and then it works its way through, and then it goes through the parcel shelf. There's a, probably can't see it with the, but there's a vent in the parcel shelf anyway. So the fresh air, it works its way into the boot, and it goes out through. These holes are actually blocked off. They're not. They're there in the panel, but they're actually blocked off with a little metal grommet. I've saved those, but these are open, so they're actually open to the elements basically. If I just go underneath, I'll be able to show you. There's a little trumpet on the underneath. Here's one. So that's just basically open all the time, and that's where the air comes out of there and here. I just need to do a little bit of work, just, you know, straighten these up a bit, but they're not rotten, thankfully. Let me just bring myself back up. But this is completely rotten. That needs to be trimmed out quite a lot. I've left that flange on. So we need a semicircle here, here, quite a large circle somewhere here. But that one is actually in rather good condition, so I'm going to keep that original. I'm going to trim along there, trim along here, get that rot out. But that is all good, so I'm going to keep that as original metal. I'm not going to fiddle with that, so I won't be having to cut a hole in here. What I'm going to do, I've got some paper here. I've just trimmed it roughly to size. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to stick the paper along this scribe line. Let me just pause the camera, and I'll spend a minute or so sticking down this bit of paper just along the scribe line. Then we should be able to mark. We should be able to mark the holes, and I'll be able to trim them onto the steel. So let me just pause the camera. Yeah, there's no great mystery to forming repair panels, and this looks a very crude method. Indeed it is. All I've done is just used a bit of paper. I've got a roll of it. I use this. It's like, I think it's for your children's artwork, that type of thing. And I make all my repair sections this way. First of all, I make a paper template. So I've just used a bit of masking tape, which isn't very sticky, but it'll do, just to hold the edge of the paper onto the scribe line. What I just need to do is transfer these semicircles, and if I put a dirty glove on, hopefully the edge of the dirty glove might just give me all I need. If not, I have to, if the glove's not dirty enough. Is that making? Yeah, I think that's making. It is. I can just press it, and the dirt off the glove makes a rather clean line. There we go. Yeah, and I'll do all of these very carefully. I'll just do a couple just to show you here. And I'll spend a few minutes off camera, and I'll be able to. Of course, I've got a pencil, but the pencil tends to go through. Whereas a dirty, if I just make the thumb of the glove a bit dirtier, deliberately dirty, and there's quite a large one here. Where is it? There's one edge. As I say, there's no great mystery to forming panels. It looks frightfully difficult, but it really isn't. There we go. A big piece of this is missing. Let's just. I'm not going to do any more on camera because I could actually do with two hands. So I'm just going to get these marked. Might be better off with a pencil. I don't know. I just don't want to. Yeah, I think I will actually. I just don't want to cut through it. The pencil is quite light to cut through, and I could do with two hands. I'm holding I'm holding the camera. I could do with a hand to hold the paper tight. So yeah, let me just, you get the idea there. So I'm just going to trim those out. Then I'll transfer that onto the steel. Then I'll cut the semicircles out. That one there will almost be a full circle, and then that bit will actually get trimmed off because we're going to be saving that corner. But, it's just minor detailing and trying to think ahead. I don't want to cut this before I put the holes in. I want everything to be just perfect with the panel before I go to do any cutting of the bodywork.